Hey y'all, it's Izzy. For today's elementary craft, we are going to be making tissue paper mosaic portraits. What you'll need, you should be able to find in your house with ease. So tissue paper, I went with a red, blue, and baby blue theme. You'll be needing a piece of cardstock or printer paper, just a white paper, some scissors, a black marker, some glue stick, some glue. This is a glue stick. And then I have these as well. They are confetti stars because I'm going to be making a 4th of July themed one, but these are just optional. You do not have to have this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of paper with your marker and you're going to draw the design that you want to make on it. As you can see, I drew a big 4 for the 4th of July. Super simple. A tip though is to make sure that the lines are pretty thick because you want to be able to see the tissue paper without it like just distorting and covering up the image. So you don't want an image with a lot of detail. You want something that's really spread out and easy, very elementary. Okay, next you're going to take your tissue paper. So set this aside. You're going to take your tissue paper. And what I like to do, you're gonna cut it up. So what I like to do is I like to take a couple pieces, kind of fold it in half a few times, kind of like this. A little bit goes a long way. So like this right here, what I'm about to cut up will like last for like 6 kids. But you're just gonna cut the edges off, any like solid creases, because you want the tissue paper's squares to be squares and not like really long rectangles. So what I do is I take about a 1-inch thick strip, maybe a little less, I don't know, just eyeball it, and again cut off the creased line and you just cut them up, and I'm just putting it in a bowl. So you keep doing this, throw these little scraps away because it's really hard for the kids to be able to unfold them and stuff. And then for older kids, you can actually make the squares smaller. So it requires them to put in a little more work and they can't finish the craft super quick. The younger kids, the bigger the squares, the easier it is and the more likely they are to actually finish their craft. If they get bored, because it is a little bit tedious, they will probably just end up not wanting to do it. And so if you add bigger squares, it's easier for them to do it. Let's see, I'm gonna take some dark blue, like I did before. I'm gonna fold it up. That was not a good fold, but whatever. Cut off the creases, cut some strips. Ooh, the power's going out. Okay, once you have all your squares cut up, you are going to take your glue stick, so you're gonna get your picture. Take your glue stick and you are going to actually, let me flip this around and I'll show you. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to take a little area and put glue on it. And then you're gonna take the tissue paper squares and you're gonna just stick them to it. They don't have to be in inside the lines because you're going to trim it all up at the end. And so I just kind of let the creative juices flow. Kids love this. And you're gonna have pieces that are not all the way stuck down, so I just like to go over them with the glue stick and it will stick them down. It's all gonna dry, so it is not that big a deal. This is also a little bit of a messy craft because you're dealing with glue. Kids and glue sometimes ends up a little messy. Okay, once it has dried, you are going to cut out, you can either leave it like it is, or you're going to cut out along the border so that it is a solid mosaic shape. So I'm gonna do that real quick. This is also a good activity for younger kids to do so that they can work on their cutting skills, because we all know they're not the best. So it's not super hard to cut, it's just kind of difficult to cut through the confetti. But I think it's super cute at the end. And parents are gonna love it. They can hang it up in their house. So this is the final product. Hope you enjoyed.